Welcome to Doritos Corner. Happy New Year to you all. I'm happy to see you back alive and healthy and strong as always. In this video, I'll be sharing with you how I make my egg stew and white rice. Okay, so I'm going to begin with the rice. Start with the rice. So with the rice, I'm going to put I'm going to use the coconut oil for the rice. So I just put in 1 tablespoon of coconut oil into the pot. And to that I'm going to add my onions. So added the chopped up onions into the oil, and I'm going to stir it until it's golden brown. And to that I add my bay leaf. You don't want your rice to be boring, so you add some bay leaf and it gives it a nice flavor. So the onions is really looking brownish. It's not really golden brown, but it's just the way I want it. So what I do next is I add my rice. The rice is already washed, so I'm going to add my rice to it. You can use any rice of your choice. And this is a 4 cups of jasmine rice. That's what I'm using. So what I do is that I'm going to stir it. I'm going to stir it until it's really dried out and you can see no water, like it's very dry. So I'm just going to keep stirring, and I'm going to add salt to it. Only 1 tablespoon of salt to 4 cups of rice. So I'm just going to stir it till it's dry. The way you see how you can tell it is dry is when you see your rice changing color. It becomes a little lighter in white color. That tells you your rice is really dry. Okay. So, it smells good. And one more. It smells really good. This is called oil rice. We call it anwamu in our local dialect. Anwamu, alo omokefo. Omokefo is the local dialect. That's the language that I speak, which means oil rice. So at this point, it looks like it's very well dry. I don't hear the sound of the shea in the thing. So I guess my English is funny, but it looks dry for me. So what I'm going to do is add water to that. Add 4 cups of water too, because of the texture I'm going for. So you're going to stir it, and then I'm going to cover it and let it cook. Okay, make sure it's on a very low heat. That way you'll be able to cook slowly and gently on your stove. It's on medium heat. All right. So moving on, I'm going to move it into the smaller stove so that it can cook slowly. And to these, I'm going to start with the egg stew. Okay, so with the egg stew, I'm also going to use coconut oil, just like the rice. I just added, this is like I think I will need 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So this is enough. This is enough. It's enough for my rice. So whilst my coconut oil is on, heating up, I'm just slicing my onions just the way I want it. And I'm just going to get it ready. Get it all ready before the oil is ready. So that is my oil, my onions. So with my tomatoes, I'm just gonna dice it up. You can blend it up, you can crush it, you can use the canned ones that are already diced. It's easy too. If you don't have a fresh one and you have the canned one, you can also use that. So since I have everything, I'm making everything fresh, I'm just going to use fresh tomatoes. So I just dice it up. So I'm just going to put my onions and my oil and let it fry, caramelize it. So while that is frying, I'm just going to continue cutting my tomatoes and getting it ready to go in also. So I'm actually using 2 large tomatoes. You can use any quantity of your choice, but since it's egg stew, I don't think you really need a lot of tomatoes. So I'm just gonna go for just two large tomatoes. And this egg stew, the protein I'm going to use will be sardine, like the canned sardine. This one here, you can use any meat of your choice. So you can use fish. Sometimes I use the fish. That my dry fish, smoked salmon. I use it sometimes for that also. So you can use that if you have that available. But so if you haven't checked that out, buy some mackerel and use it. So I'm going to let my egg fry it up just a little bit more. And then once it fries up a little bit more, I'll add my tomatoes to it. Okay, so I'll put all the list in the description box, so don't forget to check it out. Yes, I'll put all the ingredients in there, so you can just follow the recipe and get a perfect dish. Okay, this is like one of my favorites. That is easy to go. Like a busy day, you're back from work and there's nothing at home, you need to put something together, you can just do this, and it will just basically take you like 15 to 20 minutes for this to get ready, and your kids will really enjoy it. The whole family will enjoy. Just put my tomatoes in there. I'm going to stir it and cover it for 5 minutes, and I'll come back and check it. So this is how my stew is looking so far. I'm just gonna add some salt, and I'm gonna have some seasoning. To add some chili pepper to it. This is habanero, and what I do is that I just dice it up. I don't want it to be too spicy, so I just dice it up and just put it in, and it gives me that flavor that I'm looking for. It put some heat to it. So I just dice it frozen, and I'm just gonna take the seed, separate the seed and the thing, and then the pepper out of it. So and then I'm just going to add it to it. So you see how it is looking so far. It's looking really good. It's not too greasy. I just used 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, so it's not too greasy. So because the sardine also got oil in it, so you don't want to use too much oil so that it doesn't get greasy. So I just added my sardine to it, and I'm using 2 cans of sardine. You can use any quantity of your choice, okay? So my heat is on actually on a very low heat, because everything else that is in here can be eaten fresh, can be eaten raw. So I don't want it to be too cooked. I want everything to be fresh in there. So I just okay. So it actually looks really good. It's looking delicious. And I'm going to let the sardine cook a little bit in there, maybe probably like a minute or so. And I'm going to add my eggs. So what I do is that I'm going to crack my eggs and put my eggs in there. Crack it up and just put them in the bowl. So you can use as many eggs as you want, but I'm using 6 eggs. I have 2 regular eggs and I have 4 organic eggs. So I'm just going to mix all in together with the whisk or with the fork. It doesn't really matter. So I just whisk everything together. And then after whisking, after I whisk it, you can also put it directly in there without whisking it. But I think I prefer when you whisk it, it mixes in the egg, the white and the yolk together, so it comes out really, really beautiful. So when you put it in, you have to wait. You don't have to stir. You do it just like you do omelette. You don't stir. You're going to cover it up and at least give it 1 to 2 minutes, and then you check how it is looking. So we're not going to stir it. I'm just going to leave it like this in here and let it simmer and let it sit, so you can get the egg bubbles in there. But once you stir it, it's not going to be bubble anymore. That's why you see how it is simmering. It's actually bubbling up. So that is, once this sits for at least 2 more minutes, it's going to look really good. So I'm going to check on my rice to see how my rice is doing. So my rice is actually looking really good. You see, I didn't even stir it the whole time it was on, but it's coming out so perfect. The quantity of water and the quantity of rice, it should come out perfectly. You can also use a rice cooker if that's what you prefer. It's easy to use the rice cooker also, but for those who doesn't have rice cooker, you can just go the old way, fashioned way. So my rice is actually looking good. It's really, really enough water to cook it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cover it up with a clean napkin like this. I'm going to cover it up with a clean napkin so that it can soak up some of the moisture in there. Okay, you can also use paper towel if you prefer. So this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going right back into my stew to see. You see how it is looking? It's bubbling up nicely. It still needs some more time, so I'm going to let it sit for additional 2 minutes. Hey, let's see how our stew is looking. You see how the eggs bubbled up nicely. really, really pretty, and it smells really delicious. So you see how it's looking now? It's all done, and I'm going to taste it. It looks good, but it needs a little bit more salt, so I'm just gonna put some seasoning in here, stock cube in there. So that's it. It's looking really good. And to enhance the flavor, I'm going to use some red, yellow, and green bell peppers. Okay, just to enhance the flavor. You don't have to. This is really optional. It's optional. You don't have to add it. Like, it doesn't have to be in egg stew, but just to incorporate some more vegetables in your dishes, I added this vegetables. So look how delicious it looks. Ooh, it looks really amazing. I can't wait to really enjoy these. And please try this recipe. Try it out. I'm telling you, this year is going to be a very good year. Living healthy way. Healthy lifestyle. Make sure you eat good, healthy dishes. Everything that I make in Doritos Corner is very healthy. So try the recipes and make them at home. Okay? So at this point, I'm going to taste it again to make sure all the salt and everything is like perfect in there. Yep, everything looks good. And my rice is also looking good. So my rice is looking really good. It's not too oily. It is perfect. You don't even see any oil in there. It looks really, really healthy because you're trying to reduce the oil intake. All right, so that's it, family. Thank you all so much for watching, and I want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers, all my 1,000+ subscribers. I really appreciate you all. Please don't forget to like them as well. As you subscribe, like them so it can go far away to help other people. All right, thank you all so much. Thank you all so much, and God bless you. Till we meet again, bye from Doritos Corner.